Chill out, Vic.
Head out about 10 miles or so from the Capitol Mall, and you will arrive here at Northwest Stadium, just outside of Washington, D.C. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season, as it'll be the Tennessee Titans taking on the Washington Commanders. Here's the former Illini kicker, Chase McLaughlin, to get us started. And off we go in our nation's capital. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Play clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive. So that flag will set him back 5 yards. A stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. Brings up 2nd and 15. 30-yard line. Looking to throw. May. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Washington, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's May. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game. Washington try to take away that area of the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
What's up? Crazy! Crazy! Crazy!
They'll throw with May. They'll try and do this. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. He couldn't get away there on third down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground. Etienne. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Washington defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now a 2nd and 6. Here's Hurts to throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the headlinesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send him back to the drawing board.
On third down, here's Etienne. And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. That's a first down pickup for Tennessee on a gain of 10.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Now a run. Here's the rookie from Penn State. And a promising start as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
The extra receivers have spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. That's a first down pickup for Tennessee on a gain of 10.
First down, Tennessee.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Line of scrimmage, the 9, second and about a yard. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the first and goal. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Second and goal at the 9-yard line.
Throwing is Hurts. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
I don't see more than trying to get him the football to the backfield. They know what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is 3rd and goal. Hurts. Toward the pylon. Touchdown. Rome Odunze from 8 yards out. And the Titans are on the board here first in the season opener. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym, preparing for the fight. Now we can hand it all loose.
Touchdown. Here's McLaughlin to kick off. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. I think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder.
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing with the line of scrimmage.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here's Ethan Evans now. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And it'll be Titan football. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. Now ETN to start the drive. Down the left sideline, Travis Etienne. Touchdown, Titans. Travis Etienne, an 80-yard touchdown.
Better learn to click on, Vic.
The Titans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. This fielded right at the goal line. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Looking to put a drive together. To the air, May. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. But they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes he's fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Jalen Hurts scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Titans are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
Commanders nothing. Chase McLaughlin set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
Crazy! Crazy!
Throwing here is May. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
Crazy, crazy, crazy!
They'll try and throw for it with May. And it's incomplete. They could not convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Titans, they've got the football back, and they've got it in great field position. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
To the left side, he's got his tight end, Loveland. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive number 4. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. He'll try again. And this time and they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends were on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
Ooh, the junior. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29.
At the 29-yard line.
Hey, what's up?
From the shotgun, May with it. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted.
And his guys are about the first one, and they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit. And instead
pass complete to Loveland. And he will be out of bounds after a nice pickup. And that will also lead us to the 2-minute warning. 2nd and a couple. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. 2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Jalen Hurts with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Titans take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. A little juke. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
1st and 10. At their own 24-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
From the gun, it's May. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Hey, what's up?
4th down, here's May. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. What a time for his first catch as they get the conversion on fourth. Here's May. Finding Alvin Kamara for the completion. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Crazy. 5.
To throw, it's May. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Titans are going to take possession here at their own 33. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there at 2nd down.
Well, no one wants to see that drop, but I'm guaranteeing it's not going to stop this quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
Here's 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward. Now this offense in mid-season form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10. They'll try the left side with ETN. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Here's a 2nd and 8.
At the 46-yard line.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now, light a fire under these guys. They got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
The Titans take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That one into the hands of Flowers. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
A gain of 15. And the Titans
Off the option, here's ETN. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 2nd and 10.
gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. From the gun, it's Hurts. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
And now they'll shift things around. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Washington. George Kittle, 4 yards out. And the Commanders take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. This opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but yeah, that touchdown, maybe a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there, maybe they can carry it over moving forward.
May going to try and throw for it. And he will get into the end zone as the deficit moves from really bad to slightly less than really bad. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. Well, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
A give running right, Etienne. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 141 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Another toe for Etienne. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Brian Brzee, the man to bring him down.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. Touchdown, Titans. Zay Flowers, 38 yards. And the Titans extend their lead yet again. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, All coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Again to the big tight end, George Kittle. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. A yard, all they need, but it's third down.
Hey, Garfield! Good flash, nasty!
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They're going to throw. May. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game.
Five. Crazy.
They'll throw with May. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give him credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
So 1 first down on that drive, and that's it. Forced to take the deep shot on 3rd down and couldn't hit it. Now they have to punt this one away.
Crazy.
They're going on 4th down. May going deep for Diggs. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. I guess we're at the point of the game where they do need to open up the playbook a little bit, start to take some chances down the field, but that one did not go as planned.
Yeah, these guys need something good to go their way, and they took an opportunity.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's where you want to use your big tight end. Let him use his size and frame to go up and get the deep ball in the end zone. But that time, they couldn't connect.
Crazy.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
First down. First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Here we go, son. Hey, what's up?
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
At the 9-yard line.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Another shot from the 9 on second and goal. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down. Defense simply not fooled by the draw there.
Well, they were thinking run to begin with, and what they tell their defensive linemen is play the run on your way to the quarterback. If someone shows, go get him, and that's exactly what they did.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. His hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here.
Smoked it.
It's no good. And they will remain well behind. So first and goal quickly turns into fourth and goal, and then fourth and goal turns into no points whatsoever.
That's a very disappointing sequence of events right there. And I, for one, would not want to be the kicker who has to run over to his head coach and explain that one.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. You just kind of feel for the defense right now. This deficit, they have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. They're like, oh my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them to allow them to continue to fight, even though they are down huge in this game.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. Hurts. To the left side, into the hands of Odunze. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36.
17 yards. First down, Titans.
Here's Hurts to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
It's now second and 10.
Throwing is Hurts. That's downfield. He's got Loveland. Touchdown, Titans. Colston Loveland, 35 yards. And the Titans are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week one because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. That one will set them back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
15-yard line.
Five.
Throwing here is May. Connects with Kittle underneath.
He's calling a gain of 3 on the play.
And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage.
Crazy. Five. Crazy.
To the air, May.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted a picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Hey, what's up? Crazy. Hey, five.
They'll try and throw for it with May. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Commanders went for it, but they cannot pick up the first. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. And he's got it. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Chase McLaughlin lining up for the point after.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. This going to be returned from the 2. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. They do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
What's up? Crazy. Hey, five.
They'll look to throw here. And this is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Hey, what's going on here, man? Hey, what's that? Crazy.
From the shotgun, it's May. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Two yards to go, 2nd down. Hurts completing this one quickly. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up 1st and goal. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. You have to be a little careful. You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone.
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
That one looks like he'll throw here toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. He'll try to do it himself. And he will try to get to the pile, but he's not going to get there. They mark him out short of the goal line.
So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that, saying, oh, wow. Talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them,
and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, and they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter.
Now Hurts is going to do it himself. Throw right side, taken in by Abunze. Now 1st and 10 at the 11.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point, and the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. Here's May. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That third down conversion good for 23. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
At the 36-yard line.
Crazy.
To throw, it's May. It's complete to Diggs.
It appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do in that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Room to maneuver at the 35. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. Big yardage that time for Washington. 43 yards. Now the Commanders going to burn the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Crazy.
From the shotgun, May with it. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete.
What's that? Crazy.
Back to throw again. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as it's in for the touchdown. But they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
And now the Washington offense going to stay out there and go for 2.
Washington will line up for the 2-point conversion.
May going to try to throw for it.
And this is caught, so they do get the 2. Still a very large deficit, but maybe something to feel a little better about. So despite the huge deficit, they're going to keep fighting. Here comes the onside kick. And the Titans are going to recover the football.
Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the 4th quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
ETN up the middle.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
McLaughlin now to add the PAT.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Crazy. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. It's 5.
From the gun, it's May.
He's going to let it fly. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to have this all the way down deep into Tennessee territory.